Hey y'all, Gavin here. Today I was supposed to go to an OTS championship. I had something going on instead, so I couldn't go. But because of that, I wanted to show you guys the anti-RYZEAL FIENDSMITH deck I was going to take to the event. I did a lot of testing into this deck, and I thought it was really cool. So yeah, let's hop right into it, and I'll talk to you guys about the theory as we go on. Triple Ice. This is the best starter for the FIENDSMITH deck. Triple X'd, triple sword, and one node. So you want to max out on all the names. I know before I was going 3-2-2, but you still want to be able to see these cards, especially since everyone is now playing pure. You want to be able to just be as consistent as they are. You don't want to lose because you don't see any of the names. You got to be able to keep up. So yeah, maxing out. Next is the FIENDSMITH. 3-1-1. You don't want to play any more Lacrima. There's a lot of really cool lines you can do if you see a RYZEAL with a FIENDSMITH. There's a lot of really cool sequencing you can do. And yeah, you just want to play as many engravers as you can. One Lacrima, just because even though it's a 4, it's nice to see, but you don't want to be able to normal summon it. You just want it in deck. Same with the Luri. Next are the non-engine. We play triple Ash, triple Valor, triple Imperm, and triple Charmy. So there's only 12 hand traps. Spoiler alert, there's a lot of other really cool non-engine cards I decided to play in here instead. Nib wasn't really working out. As we were in West Virginia, my buddy and I kind of decided that we didn't think Nib was the call. If people were switching to pure, it's not that good. If people were on Blue Eyes, it's not that good. And it's kind of also mid into Malice. Like, you need it paired. And I didn't want to play more hand traps that were mid. I would rather play other cards that were more impactful. So since we decided to play for RYZEAL, we kind of just decided that if we're playing into Malice, we have to win game 1. If we don't win game 1, we'll get them in post side. We have a lot more cards for them inside. But for game 1, if we win die roll, we win anyway. So it's like a 50-50 chance beating them game 1. And then we just hope to take it to game 3. But Malice wasn't our biggest fear. So yeah. 12 hand traps. Now we're moving on to the spells. Just for the RYZEALs, we're playing triple follow or bonfire and 1 cross. You don't need to play plug-in. Plug-in is fantastic. That's a really good reason to play the other RYZEAL deck, but I don't think you really need it in here. It doesn't really come up because this is more of a FIENDSMITH deck than a RYZEAL deck. Just the 2 engines really meld well together. For the FIENDSMITH cards, I'll just pull them out here. 2 tracked, 1 Paradise. I was on 1 tracked, but it feels really nice just to always have infinite engine. I am playing the 2 Requiem, so playing 2 tracked isn't bad. This felt fantastic. Sometimes you side this out, sometimes you don't. I really like to keep it in, but just because this deck's a little clunkier with the amount of non-engine pieces you have to play, it's okay to side out in some matchups. Now, here's where the spice comes in. We're maining 3 Ultimate Slayer, 2 triple tax, 2 Metaltronus, and a Cold Buy. So the idea was that triple tactics talent should probably be at 3. This is the best card in the format right now. If you can resolve triple tack talents going first, you win the game. And if you resolve it going second into the RYZEAL matchup, you also win. So I wanted to have cards that if I see it into the mirror, it's an auto win. So that's what these are. And Cold Buy is like the best going first card in the game next to triple tactics talent, and is also really good as a card to draw into the RYZEAL mirror, because if they're on Paradise, you can Cold Buy their Desiree, which is fantastic. And you have 5 cards that just win you the mirror on the spot. So imagine game 1, you're up against your RYZEAL opponent. They set up their full board, or let's say you're the RYZEAL opponent and someone hits you with Ultimate Slayer. You're like, there's no shot. You're not playing around that. You're not setting up anything to beat it. This is the edge you need. I think right now the edge is to play pure, but pure isn't the most consistent. This is obviously a little bit more consistent, so being able to play the same ignorant cards as they can feels really good. that's the main deck. Felt really good in testing. I really enjoyed it. Of course, we're sacrificing a little bit of hate in the Malice matchup in the main to focus more in onto the RYZEAL matchup. But I was expecting a lot more RYZEAL in Pennsylvania than I was Malice. And I feel like I can just like beat an average Malice player more often than I can beat an average RYZEAL player. Solely for the fact that RYZEAL can just kind of ignorantly make Detonator. And you just don't want to lose to variance. Speaking of, double Detonator, 1 duo drive. I did miss playing double duo drive. There's a bunch of plays you can do with duo drive where you can send it with X and play around Bestials. As you can tell, I'm also not on Bestials. I think Bestials are really mid into the format right now. There's a lot of times that they're like, I would see it in hand. I'm like, I wish this was anything else. So any card that I wish was anything else, I just replaced with a blowout. Very fantastic choice. I did not enjoy it. However, people who are on them, I didn't want blown out by. So in Pure, one of the plays that me and my buddy would do is that we'd X-send Duo when we are on 2. So only do this if you're on 2 duo drive. You X-send Duo, and then when you make Duo to attach, you attach the other duo drive so that you always have more in rotation for Eclipse Twins. And this can't get Bestial. That's the theory. It worked out really well all day. 1 Eclipse Twins. Some people were on 2. I tried the 2. I preferred 2 of another card. Card is still fantastic. This is the dump in this deck for X next to Aggregator. Both cards are fantastic, but I don't think you need multiples of them in this list. Then 1 Abyss Dweller, and since we're on the Fiends, we're playing DDD. This card is fantastic. There's a combo where you can set up DDD with Caesar. If you guys would like to see that, let me know in the comment section down below. But being able to end on DDD on field, Caesar engraved that you can revive, Abyss Dweller, and Detonator, fantastic. Abyss Dweller is the MVP. At West Virginia Regional last weekend, I looped this card in a match 6 times. Well, in a game, like 6 times. It was really crazy. Double Requiem. Since we're a FIENDSMITH deck, I don't want to lose to a Bestial. And this is why I think Bestials are kind of bad right now. If you're playing Double Requiem, you will have infinite gas. You can make greedier plays that you didn't have available to you before, which is a little give or take, but like having that second Requiem allows you to play so much greedier and play so much better. You're not putting yourself on a clock with your cards. You always have what you need, and you never run out of Requiem. You can always bounce one back or shuffle one back. It's so good. Like, if you're not on Double Requiem, I would suggest trying it. It makes this engine feel a lot better. 1 Sequence. You want to fuse, and non-targeting feels really good. Agman Days, so your opponent can die. 1 Moon of the Closed Heaven. You need a way to get into the FIENDSMITH package. Some people play Exciton Knight. I'm not the biggest fan of Exciton Knight. As soon as I cut it, I never came up again. Same thing with SP. I cut SP. I'm also not on the Bestial package anymore, so it doesn't come up as much. I don't need it. And then for the rest of like the FIENDSMITH package, 1 Necroquip and 1 Desiree. They're both really good. I don't know what to say. Like, this makes this so much better over here than in the OCG. And Desiree is just a house. Then we have Kangel. Kangel is the most anti-RYZEAL card in the game. If you can just throw them into Chaos Angel mini game, they're not winning. And yeah, that is the extra deck. And onto the side, we're playing strong with 6 anti-Malice cards front and center. You don't need Chaos Hunter. They can have Chaos Hunter outs in main. A lot of them are on Cerberus. A lot of them are on Talons and Thrust now. You don't want to lose to those cards. These cards don't have the most amount of ways to out them. If they open up well enough, Meows can be played around. Lancia, people are playing Cross out. It is what it is. But if you resolve any one of these, you can like instantly win the game. So that's for the Malice hate. Next are the broken cards I realized when I was playing Pure. A lot of people aren't on these cards in FIENDSMITH, but since I'm maining the anti-RYZEAL cards in my deck, it gives me more space in my extra in my side deck, and it allows me to now fit into Harpies and Lightning Storm. At the West Virginia Regional, these cards were crazy. It allows you to go second. That's also one good thing that you're playing Metaltronus and what's it called? Ultimate Slayer for, is that now you have the ability where you can go second in the mirror. That's a very good thing you can do in Pure RYZEAL, is go second. I was not the biggest fan of it in this version, but if you are going second, you have a higher win rate now, and it's because of being able to play cards like these. And because we're playing double copies of Triple Tactics Thrust. I did not like the Thrust package in this deck originally a couple months ago. However, now these feel a little saucy. These cards feel a little disgusting. I'm not going to lie. Very, very good cards. Lets you search for the Ultimate Slayer, lets you search for Talents, lets you search for Harpies, lets you search for Lightning Storm, lets you search for D-Barrier. A lot of people fell off this card. I wasn't the biggest fan of it either. However, since Pure is coming back over the FIENDSMITH variant, having access to D-Barrier is an FTK, and I would advise to play it. This would also stop your RYZEAL opponents from being able to go second. There's an argument where we just play 3 of this. I don't know where I'm at with that. That needs more testing, but I did like the one with the Thrust because they have so much non-engine. And then Triple Solemn Strike, you want to be able to win the mirror going first. So having Triple Solemn Strike and a D-Barrier, I know sounds like a lot, but if you can strike a Duo Drive, if you can strike the summon of a Detonator, you're winning that game. And yeah, that's the list. This was my anti-RYZEAL FIENDSMITH RYZEAL deck. I know it sounds a little weird. I think the best way to beat RYZEAL is with RYZEAL, or just outgassing them with Malice. However, I think this deck has a very good position to be in. The FIENDSMITH cards give you infinite grind game, and just being able to play a bunch of really, really good cards feels nuts. You have a lot more engine you can play with than the Pure RYZEAL deck, and I think this gives you an advantage going into it. If you guys have any more questions about the theory or want to discuss this deck more in the comment section down below, be my guest. I would love to talk more about this deck. It was a lot of fun to learn. It was a lot of fun to make, and was really, really good in testing. I'm so mad I wasn't able to make it to a tournament where I could play this, but you know what? The next event I'm at, I'm hoping to play this at. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great one.